to former US Deputy Assistant Secretary of State Joel Rubin. I wanted to talk to him because, of course, the US has been very vocal in its support for Israel, but it's also stuck in a very difficult situation when it comes to the international community. He gave me his assessment of the USA's response to the war.
What we heard Jake Sullivan saying there is a gentle reminder to Israel to sincerely take note of civilian casualties. This is not a warning shot, but it is a reminder of the ongoing conversations that the United States and President Biden has had with Israel. And this is because the numbers are very high of civilian casualties. And the concern is that this will continue to metastasize. And frankly, for the administration, which has chosen to, and I believe appropriately, support Israel in this defensive action, it's looking at Israel and it's saying that it does need to be effective in its military goals. And the humanitarian crisis that is now we're now watching could undermine those objectives. So it's both a humanitarian point as well as one for a strategic objective that the administration is trying to remind Israel to be aware of and take care with.
And that is a tough balancing act, is it not, Joel?
Oh, my God, it's extraordinary. And for Israel, frankly, Israel oftentimes itself describes itself as an army that takes care. Those are the standards of Israel. Remember that the Israeli military is made up of civilians who become conscripted at age 18. The whole country is part of the military because of the reality that historically it has been in a defensive crouch to protect itself and to survive. But what that means is that it does take care in its ethos, in its military doctrine, and it holds itself to a high standard. But right now, with Hamas buried into civilian areas, it makes it extraordinarily difficult, and we're seeing all these casualties as a result.
And of course, President Biden steadfast in his support of Israel, but there are other world leaders who are calling for a humanitarian ceasefire. There is pressure, isn't there, from all sides internationally?
I mean, what we're seeing right now, Miriam, is this sort of debate here in Washington, for example, of humanitarian pause versus the ceasefire. Clearly, there's a lot of demand for that. How this plays out on the ground is anyone's guess. But if Israel can demonstrate that humanitarian goods are getting to the civilian population, that food, fuel, medicines are getting to the right place, the question of a pause or a ceasefire will fall to the side. But if it can't, and if the population continues to suffer without these necessities, that's where the calls for a pause and a ceasefire will grow. The United Nations is debating it. It's a lot of linguistic gymnastics, quite frankly, but it's the substance of it that matters most.
That's Joel Rubin there talking to me a little bit earlier.